guys, so today is a completely different kind of video. I have not done a tag video before, and I was about to do the TMI tag, the too much information tag, and I just thought, I'm not feeling really well, I'm coming down with a really bad cold, and that one is like 50 questions, and I don't think I'm up to doing 50 questions, so I thought I would do this one first, which is really short and sweet, and this is called the ethnicity tag. And a good reason for me to do this one, I think, was because I get asked all the time, where am I from, where am I from? Even now, just on holiday, I was in Rome, I think it was. Was I in Rome or in Monaco? And somebody asked me, and they just assumed, they thought I was Brazilian. And I get asked if I'm Southern Italian and South American and all sorts of things. And I am not. So I thought maybe this might kind of answer a few questions. It's a great way for you to get to know me a little bit better, rather than just talking about another product or a latest haul or another tutorial, which I love doing. But you know, this is just something a little bit different. And I'm really proud of my ethnicity. So I thought it would be a really nice one to do. So I'm just going to get going. Well, I was born and brought up in London, so I guess that makes me a Londoner, but that's obviously not really what the question is asking. So I am of Indian heritage. Both my parents were born and brought up in India, and when I kind of go back home, that's what I go back to India. So I'm of Indian heritage, and I guess that kind of makes me that, you know, that British born Asian, but I don't think that really sums me up. So I'd say I'm Indian heritage and British. I last went to India 3 years ago, and it seems like an age ago, and I only went for a week, and it wasn't long enough. I used to go really regularly. As a little girl, we used to go every year in the summer holidays, and it was always kind of monsoon and rainy, and but we used to go then because it was the longest school holiday that we got. And then as I got older, I would kind of go at Christmas, because that's when all my friends from London would go to Bombay. But then there was a 12-year gap, so I hadn't been for 12 years. And then I went, as I say, 3 years ago, and boy, had it changed. Oh my goodness, it was so amazing to see the changes. It was still the same old country and the same people. People don't change. People just don't change that quickly. But the country, the city had changed. And I'm really hoping that I'll be able to go more often. I'd love to be able to go every other year. So alternate years. I really, really hope that in the future I'll be going as often as that. So my family back in India are all in Bombay, and that's where I go when I visit India. My father was actually born in a huge city called Surat, which is outside of Bombay. It's in the state of Gujarat. But he came to Bombay when he was 7, and he was brought up there. And my mother was born in Bombay, but her family's originally from another part of Gujarat called Haryana. So she also is, you know, she's a Gujarati speaking, but she was born and brought up in Bombay. So that's where I go to, all my aunts, my uncles, my cousins. I sadly don't have any grandparents left, but you know, we were all, that's home. Bombay is home. Actually, it's not even called Bombay. It's called Mumbai, and I should call it Mumbai. So yes, it's Mumbai. That's where we're all from. Don't even get me started on the subject of food. I love Indian food. It is my #1 favorite food. I can't think of anything else that comes close. I would say Thai food is my second favorite, but definitely Indian food is my favorite food. So to name just one Indian food, it's kind of impossible. I love dal, tarka dal, which is basically curried lentils, and I have loved that ever since I was a little girl. And I would probably ask for that to be my last meal. If you were to say, you know, choose your last supper, that would be it. I love biryani, but it has to be lamb biryani. I love samosa, but they have to be lamb samosa. So I'm sensing a theme here. But I love all the vegetarian food as well. I love bindi. It's my favorite. I think that's called lady's fingers or okra. That is my favorite vegetable. So I can't really answer this question kind of with one Indian food, because I just love all Indian food. There's really nothing that I don't like. Oh, no, there is. I hate fire, which is a really hard thing to describe. I'll try and find a definition of fire and put it in the information box below, but it is disgusting. So it's easier for me to say which one food I hate. It would be fire. It's the most disgusting thing. But otherwise, I would say I love every single Indian food. So sorry, can't pin that one down. A household item, that's a really odd one. I think that it would have to be the pressure cooker. Yeah, it would be the pressure cooker because as a child, I don't think I ever saw a pressure cooker in my friends' houses when I was growing up. It's just they never used it, and we would never be without one. And just that whistle of the pressure cooker just takes me back to my childhood, takes me back to the days when my mum would be making either the dal, you know, to really kind of cook the dal, the curried lentils that I was talking about. Also to cook meat, because then it really makes it really soft and tender and literally falling apart, because there's no such thing as rare meat in Indian food. We don't do like rare, medium and well done. It's just always really well cooked, and a pressure cooker does that really quickly and fast. So I think, yeah, it's that big hulking pressure cooker. And I have to say that ever since I got married, I've made sure that I have a pressure cooker too. So I guess that makes me a really good Indian girl. I'm really proud to say that I speak and understand my language fluently, and I am doing my best to make sure that my children also speak it and understand it, but that is another whole story. It's a real uphill struggle, but I do speak it, and that's all down to my parents. And actually I would say it's all down to my mum mostly, because she kind of really said, look, you know, when you're in the house, speak the language, because you know you're going to speak English. In fact, I couldn't even understand and I couldn't speak English when I went to nursery. On my first day at school, it was horrendous. Apparently I was crying when my mother came to pick me up from nursery because I couldn't understand what the teacher was saying. The teacher thought I was being rude and obnoxious or just ignoring her, but I actually couldn't understand what she was saying, because at the time all I could speak and understand was Gujarati. And my mother's idea about it was that I will always, we'd always learn to speak English because we're, you know, being brought up here. So she just did our language, although my mother speaks perfect English because she went to a convent school in Bombay. So her English is even better than mine. But yeah, so I made the effort to really, really learn my language. And it was when I started learning my second language at school. I started learning French when I was 7, and then I started learning German when I was 12. And at that point I thought, oh my God, I have another language at home that I don't have to kind of sit down and learn adjectival endings and verb conjugations and all this kind of stuff, that I really, really made an effort. So I couldn't hold a conversation in astrophysics in my language, but I definitely can have a conversation with anyone, including my mum's friends, all the aunties. They're like really impressed that I can speak in Gujarati. And I wouldn't say that my accent is amazing, but there's a little bit of British accent going on in there. But it's, you know, I'm really proud to say that yes, I can speak it, I can understand it, and I'm doing my best with my children, but you know, hey, you do what you can, right? So that is the end of this tag. It's a really short one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope maybe you kind of get to know me a little bit better. I hope you guys also do it. I tag all of you guys to do it too, because I would love to find out more about you, my kind of watchers and viewers and subscribers and stuff. So do have a go at it. It's super short, super sweet. I'll list the questions below as well to make it really easy for you. And I really hope you enjoyed this kind of chatty, not necessarily beauty video, and let me know if you do, and I'll do more of them. And watch out for my TMI one, because I will do that once I feel kind of 100% again. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and make sure to subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!